Hello, sixth graders. I just wanted to give you a little bit more help on our first metrics length activities that we're doing. Remember that we can use mnemonic phrases in order to remember the sequence of things. In science, it works really well because there's so many things that you have to remember in order in science. And so for metrics, we have King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. Silly King Henry, right? The U here stands for the unit that you are using in metrics. We are studying length right now. The standard unit for measuring length in metrics is the meter. Okay, so U stands for meter in this case. If we go this way, we have a decameter and a hectometer and a kilometer. Those are really bigger measurements, right? A kilometer or kilometer, sometimes is pronounced, is 0.6 of a mile. Okay, we're not going to be measuring things that are 0.6 of a mile in our classroom. So we are only going to be really concentrating on these over here to the right. So smaller than a meter, we have decimeters. There's 10 of those in every meter. Centi means 100. There's 100 centimeters in every meter. And millimeters. There's 1,000 millimeters in every meter. And the cool thing about having this up here, and I encourage you to write it down on your assignment, is you can just move the decimal visually back and forth to convert from one to the other. Okay, so for instance, 1 centimeter, if we look up here, 1 centimeter is how many millimeters? There's 10 here. There's 10 in every 1 centimeter. So if we were right here, if we use this mnemonic phrase, we would say 1 centimeter. We would move the decimal for that 1 to the right and add a 0 here. That's 10 millimeters. So we are not 10, sorry. Yeah, 10. 10 millimeters. Okay. 3 centimeters. 1, 2, 3 centimeters. There is 10, 20, 30 millimeters in 3 centimeters. And so on. So if you did this next one here, we've got 12 centimeters. We are going to move the decimal 1 to the right. So picture a decimal right here. If we move it 1 to the right and add a 0 there, it would be 120. For 40, move the decimal 1. For 145, move the decimal 1. Okay? And then always look back at the meter stick and see, does that make sense? Does it make sense that there are 30 millimeters in every 3 centimeters? Well, here's 3 centimeters. Yeah, that makes sense. If you had added maybe too many zeros, that wouldn't make sense. You would look at this measurement and say there's 3 centimeters. There's no way there's 3,000 millimeters in there. Okay, so always double check your work. Down here, this is asking us to circle the greater length for each pair. You're doing the same thing. You're just looking at a measurement of centimeters and in millimeters, and you're seeing which one's greater. Well, first you have to find out how many millimeters there are in 4 centimeters. Okay? Again, we add 1 decimal to the right. That would make this 40 millimeters in 4 centimeters. Okay? That means this one's bigger, right? This is 45. So 45 millimeters would be 1, 2, 3, 4.5 centimeters. So this one's bigger. Over here on B, 50 millimeters. Well, how many centimeters are 50 millimeters? 10, 20, 30, 40. 50 millimeters is 5 centimeters. So that would mean that this is bigger. Okay? Down here, you're measuring to the nearest centimeter and or nearest millimeter. All right, so you're going to, for this one, nearest centimeter, you're just estimating, right? This line comes closest to the number 7. Right here, for the nearest millimeter, you have to get a little bit more specific. Which line is it? how many millimeters is it specifically? Okay, so for this one, it would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, oops, sorry, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 68 millimeters. My eyes aren't so good, so I can't see. Yours are probably better. All right, on the next page, you're just measuring the line segments, okay? Pay close attention to what unit they want you the answer in, okay? Find the length of segment G to the nearest centimeter. Okay, so you're just using these numbers here for a centimeter. This one here is asking about millimeters, so this is line I. You would have to figure out how many centimeters are in here. Remember, they're only asking you for the length of the line segment, okay? So that doesn't mean you're doing this whole measurement for line I. This is line I right here. How many millimeters is there from here to here? And this is estimating, okay, about how tall is a plastic water bottle. Well, if you can't imagine what these are, then go ahead and look at a meter stick. Go ahead and look at a meter stick and find out which one makes sense. And then here are a couple conversion problems. I hope this helps. We will be practicing this a lot, you guys, so if you are still confused, it's okay. We will figure it out together.